What up, guys? Welcome back. John Wetmore. Do more with Wetmore. So today we're going over a topic of like if you're broke and got to figure out how to prioritize money. Getting into the business is tricky. I certainly started with no money. I also had a job. I think the frustrating part or the hard part to solve is when someone comes into this industry being independent, 1099, commission-based, lead-based. They have no money and they don't have a job and they don't have a lot of work ethic. It's tough. So for me, it's when I'm doing recruiting calls or whatever, I'm trying to weed those people out. Again, if you got no money, all good, but you need to have some type of a plan and be able to prioritize where you're putting your money that you are making, so you can put money into leads. Unless you got some other magical way to get clients, which I don't know how to do. I don't teach that. I don't have a clue how to do it. For me, I called old leads. I learned you either got time or money, and if you don't have money, you get a bunch of time typically. So for me, I had to get my teeth cut and grow my thick skin, calling older age leads that someone else had already dialed. I was just looking for the opportunity, the way out. So what I did is just work old leads. My expectations were correct that I was going to get, quote unquote, beat up a little bit more on the phones. It was going to be more time. It was going to be more dials. It was going to be more objections. But that's what taught me people. It taught me how to have control on the phone and how to learn to deal with stuff and make the emotion go away, that process. So then all I did is when I made sales, because I had a job, because I had no money. So I think if people come to me with no job and no money, it's typically a no-go, unless there's one heck of a circumstance that I might do something unique with them. But for me, every sale I made, I put 100% of it into a separate bank account, and that went immediately back into leads. And I kept my job money over here in the original bank account, and I didn't take insurance money and pay more bills or live differently or catch up old credit card debt or buy a new car or change our lifestyle in any way. I kept the two separate because I was trying to stockpile this money over here from insurance. That way I could pour it into more leads and eventually even newer leads, because that bought me my time back, which allowed me to book more appointments in less time and make more money in a shorter window. The mistake I see a lot of people make is they, whatever they get with leads, whether they're calling order leads or age leads or inexpensive leads or whatever, they make money and they go put it in their personal account. They spend it in some form or fashion, almost always catching up debt or paying off some bills or whatever it is. And then whatever's left, the little crumbs that are left, they go, ooh, let me scrape by and barely get some leads again. And you end up on this hamster wheel and never getting out of that grind, if you will, of being forced. You want to buy old leads, age leads, because you like working them and you know there's money, and great, do it. But if that's the only option because you didn't manage your money well enough, I've seen a lot of people get pushed out of this industry because it gets frustrating or overwhelming and hard to deal with. So for me, it just became setting up two separate bank accounts, understanding at the beginning I got plenty of time to put in the effort. And I had a rule that I made eventually. I didn't do this day one, but eventually I realized I wasn't that great on the phone, but in person, people were different as well, and I could have a little bit more control in person. So I made a rule where you had to tell me no twice, once on the phone and once in person, before I consider that lead resolved. So that certainly helped me, gave me a few more sales, allowed me to build up that lead account. And then for me, it became, now let me invest enough in leads to where I can book 30 easy appointments. Instead of arm wrestling and fighting a bunch of people, I'd pay for the luxury and quote unquote overbuy leads. That way I could book easy ones. And then I use that extra inventory to help other agents build up their appointments, build our agency, and ultimately resolve leads through other people as well. So hope it helps. Later.